knows. God only knows. This is going to be brief. I'm Rob. Hit subscribe, hit the notification bell. I go live every weekday. Sometimes shorter than others. And if you subscribe to my channel, you'll see a lot of short videos on kittens. I love cats. I've been making a lot of shorts on kittens. So if you love cats, if you love kittens, hit subscribe for the cats and kittens, and then stay for the commentary. Cats, kittens, and commentary. That's what we bring here. But why can't we all agree, all of us in America, maybe I live on a different rock than everybody else, but why can't we all agree on this? This one, you'd figure, simple thing. And especially because America and the politicians and a certain faction in America are all trying to push us into a Christian state. They don't care about separation between church and state. They want everything to be Christian. Why can't we all agree on this one thing, especially the Christians? That scam artists, con artists, frauds, and grifters are horrible people. Can we all not agree on that? We can't. I mean, we can't. Here in America, we cannot. But I'm tired of seeing the rug pulls, the coin, the meme coins, the poop coins, the bitcoins, all these celebrities doing rug pulls. They're stealing from their audience. You see a lot of YouTubers, but never mind YouTubers. Let's go right to the big seat of power in this country. I linked a bunch of news stories below because yesterday the news was filled with pardons by President Trump. President Donald, Deficit Donald Tariff Trump, was pardoning a reality TV show couple who was already sentenced to fraud. The husband got 12 years, the wife got 7. They were defrauded a bunch of people. There was another crypto fraudster who his mother attended that meme coin dinner, the crypto dinner at Trump and whatever, Mar-a-Lago, and she donated like $1 million, and he got a pardon. Again, another grifter, another con artist who was sentenced. And then there's many other stories of grifters and con artists who are pardoned. And before the MAGAs start to leave comments like, what about Biden? Or what about Kamala? Listen, if Bernie Sanders was pardoning scam artists and grifters and people who scam their audience, I would hate that. So let's just get that out of the way, because usually that's the commentary. The commentary from the right is usually, what about Kamala? And I have to cover my eyes because I can't even tolerate it. What I'm talking about is anyone. If any politician is pardoning or excusing people, excusing people, pardoning people that have scammed the public, scammed their audience, grifted, I think it's bad. I think it's horrible. I think it sets a horrible precedent. And I would like to think, I don't understand why we as Americans, and for the non-Americans, I hope your country has figured this shit out, because we are struggling with it. Hi, Snake. Are you from Escape from New York? Groot, what's good? Groot, have not seen you in a long time. Good to see you. Everybody else, hit subscribe, hit the notification bell. I go live every weekday. We're talking about why can't we all agree that scam artists, con artists, grifters, and fraudsters are bad. And I always relate it back to The Wolf of Wall Street. Now, I never knew The Wolf of Wall Street, Jordan Belfort, that's his real name. He has a movie, Leonardo DiCaprio played him, and this is capitalism's greatest trick. They make you root for the guy who would pickpocket you. Capitalism's greatest trick. I feel like the devil's greatest trick was convincing people he didn't exist, and capitalism's greatest trick is making you root for the guy who would take your ATM card and steal your number and empty your bank account and make you thank him for it. And it's so annoying that, like, we as a country can't come together, or we as a planet can't come together, and just humanity itself can't be like, you know what? Anybody who is a fraud, defrauds people, who scams people, especially their audience. That's my biggest pet peeve. That, like, they're taking advantage of the people who trust them the most. Like, we can't. I mean, Trump is well known scam people. His meme coin is a rug pull. It says smarter people in crypto than I. And somehow people, I don't know if they forgive it. I would love to talk to people who lost money in these things and see if they still forgive these people, which forgiveness is great. But do you not learn a lesson? Can we not collectively be like, oh yeah, this is not good for us in general? And I bring it back to the Wolf of Wall Street because I see young kids admire the Wolf of Wall Street, think Jordan Belfort's cool. He's got a YouTube channel now. And before I knew his story, I was like, it sounds cool. He made millions on Wall Street. Okay, great. And then I really dug into his story, including like some of the charges against him and the retribution he was supposed to pay, or the whatever it's called when you have to pay people back, which I still don't think he has. And then once I understood that, Jordan Belfort, the Wolf of Wall Street, was a penny stock scam artist. He was ripping off the most vulnerable people. He wasn't like, why can't people celebrate when like people are, figure out how to scam the biggest corporations in the world, the ones who make trillions, the ones who probably won't notice for years? As a society, that's what we should be celebrating. If you can not scam your audience and the people who are just trying to make it and again, the people who are day to day, they're just getting by, they're paycheck to paycheck, they're more susceptible to invest in something that seems like it could be, this diamond in the rough. And somehow we celebrate those people losing everything, destroying their own lives because they invested in someone they trusted, and people celebrate this guy Jordan Belfort in the Wolf of Wall Street, which is just insanity to me, because he was the worst of the worst. He's a scumbag. But again, Hollywood capitalism romanticizes him. They made Leonardo DiCaprio play him, and they made him seem cool with the things he did. But really, he was robbing fucking vulnerable people, people that had trusted him. He wasn't Robin Hood. He wasn't stealing from corporations. He wasn't stealing from other Wall Street huge banks, which he should have been. But somehow they celebrate him. And ironically enough, some of these kids might have parents that invested with him or grandparents, and they're celebrating the person who robbed their grandparents. Yes, I have Discord, link down below. Hit subscribe, hit the notification bell. And I think that's really that is the epitome of this issue. And people are so ready, if you got a cool story, if it's rock and roll, sex, drugs, and rock and roll, then they'll celebrate people like Jordan Belfort, who's a penny stock scam artist. He ripped off so many different people. He wasn't going after the big banks. He went after the little fish, many, many, many little fish, people who had probably ruined their lives, lost their life savings, and somehow people celebrate him. And if you're a young kid, don't celebrate him. If you watch his movie, remember, he's the villain in the movie. I don't know how they glamorize him, but he is a scumbag villain because he robbed his people that trusted him. He gained their trust and robbed them. Oh, it bugs me. And you would just think that we as a society, I bet individually, people would be like, oh yeah, if you gain someone's trust and they steal from you, that's bad. I think individually, if I talk to each person, they would all say, see, that's the issue. People are saying in the comments, I think he's pretty good. Jordan Belfort, go read what his real story is, And I wonder if you think he would cool if he got you to invest with him and he took all your money and bought that yacht and threw those parties with all your life savings while he left you with nothing. I wonder if it would change for you, because that's the other thing. People only have change of heart when it affects them. They don't care if it's other people. Then it's not my problem. I'm too smart for that. But if it affected you, then it's bad. And that is that is what is wrong with American society. It shouldn't have to happen to you for you to think it's bad. You should be like, no. If he was genuinely convicted of scamming people, conning people out of their money, their hard-earned money because they trusted him, in general, we shouldn't put that dude on a pedestal. Fuck his movie, fuck him. But somehow people are just I don't know. They're itching to learn a hard lesson. Because karma's coming for you, boy. IRL, that's what I'm talking about. Jordan Belfort, IRL. He did not go after big corporations, big banks. He wasn't stealing from the big guy. He was stealing from plenty of little people, just hard everyday workers like your parents, like your grandparents. And it breaks my heart. But collectively, I think that sentiment is why we see like the president pardon convicted scam artists. These are crypto scam artists. These are reality TV show scam artists, and he's pardoning them all. And I would just think, regardless, like, guys, get out of your, I'm a Republican, I'm on the right, I'm a red, or I'm blue, I'm a Democrat. Get out of those boxes. It's poisoning our society. Just be a fucking human. And once you remove that box off your head and you just become human, guess what? All of a sudden you go, oh shit, they were brainwashing me to go along and enable. I was enabling this bad behavior, this heinous behavior. It's void of empathy. Hello, love you, miss you. What's up, American Roadrunner? Good to see you. Every time I see your name, I think of the car. That blue Roadrunner. Oh God, that's such a cool car. And it had the little meep meep Roadrunner on it too. I want one of those cars. But it is good to see you, American Roadrunner, too. But in the news, some of the news I linked down below, it is Deficit Donald pardoning convicted. These people convicted, like sentenced to prison, many years, decades, almost decades, some of them, because they scammed their audience. They gained people's trust and then stole their money. In case you don't know what a scam is, and I feel like we've just become like, not only void of empathy, but we've become so politicized as humans that we think, well, as long as they're on my team, as long as Donald did it, then I'm just okay with it because, my team won. And that's like such a fucking dumb way to think, because your team really isn't your team. The only teams here are the 1% and everybody else. And they will rob you, and their powerful friends will excuse their behavior and pardon them, and you'll be left holding the bag. And that's what I'm trying to get people to understand. Like, we got to come together and agree to stuff as humans and stop letting, this team politics win out. Because, and that's what I see. That's what a lot of the MAGAs don't understand. Is like, they come in here and they're like, what about Kamala? What about Joe Biden? And I'm like, guys, what you fucking don't understand is, like, who do I love? Well, nobody in politics, but let's say I like some of the things Bernie says. If Bernie was doing this, I would be disgusted with him and I would not support him. Okay, that's how humanity works. But I'm trying, like, if Kurt Cobain did some shit like that, that's the only person I can think of. Like Kurt Cobain and Fred Hampton, if they were doing this stuff, I'd be like, fuck, man, I can't even listen to their music. They have poisoned them. They poisoned the well. But somehow this I'm red, you're blue, I'm an elephant, you're a donkey. It's so fucking, it's a Super Bowl mentality of politics, and it has cost us. It is the working class cutting out their legs from under them to go, my team won. And it's like, does it really matter? Does it in the long run? Like, what is your 5-year goal? Just to have scam artists being excused again and again and again so they can go and victimize the community again? These are not good people, okay? That's one of my biggest pet peeves. People that like steal and lie and gain your trust and cheat and just grifters. Con artists, fraudsters. And you see it on YouTube all the time. It's one of my biggest issues with Jimmy, what's his name? Donaldson, Mr. Beast. He says, subscribe for a cookie. And it's like, bitch, I subscribed. I unsubscribed because I never got a cookie. And he had a chocolate chip cookie up there. I'm like, you're lying, bro. Or like all the stuff that came out about him, which I figured. I was like, if you're lying about the cookie and you have billions of subscribers, at some point you'd be like, listen, the cookie was a browser cookie. I'm sorry, I was joking about that. Like, address it. But don't tell me you're going to give me a cookie and then don't give me a cookie. I fucking love cookies, okay? Empty promises. But just think about that. I don't know who you guys love, but think about somebody that you love and you trust, and that person saying, hey, you trust me, right? Well, I got a great deal for you. Give me everything that's in your bank account, everything in your savings. I promise we'll double it. And then you just never heard from them again. And then finally your day comes in court and they're like, yes, we've found this guy guilty. He took all of your money, all your friends' money, and he was, throwing parties and buying houses and do whatever he wanted with it. And you're like, finally, he's going to see some punishment. We're going to have justice in this country. And then he gets sentenced and the president goes, no, he donated to me, let him out of prison. You would be livid. It shouldn't have to hurt other, it shouldn't have to come to, oh, well, if it hurts me, then I care. More Americans dwell on trying to find who to point the finger on certain issues as economic and quality exploitation of others. Just more people stray away from trying to solve them. The issue is very clear. It's the funniest thing is like when people are like, it's the immigrants, or they have a problem with trans people in sports. I'm like, how the fuck does that affect the minimum wage? The issue is clear. Corporations run this country. They have bribed our politicians. This is not new. This is ancient. Why do you think the federal minimum wage hasn't moved since 2009? It's $7.25. That's the federal minimum wage. Save me your comments about what it is in my state. Because what I'm telling you is corporations have lobbied, bribed our politicians enough to only benefit them. So we don't need to figure out the issue. If you got rid of every immigrant tomorrow, guess what? Your fucking wage doesn't go up. It magically doesn't go up. They're not the issue. They don't control the corporations. They don't set the fucking bribes out to politicians to write the laws. They don't hire you. That's my point. Like, they're not, remember when everyone's talking about trickle-down economics and how, oh, if you give rich people tax breaks, they're the job creators. It's like, if they're the job creators, why are we looking at immigrants or anybody else? We should be looking at the job people, why our economy is so bad. But it's never brought up in the news because the mainstream media is the corporations. So it's like, we don't need to search for the problem. We have it. What the politicians feed you are distractions. They're feeding you distractions. It's like no amount of, you could turn the whole country into ice. It's not going to fucking change the economy. It's not going to make anybody's wages go up. You can't buy a house because they kicked some immigrants out. None of that shit makes sense. And it's so funny that they keep peddling those lies. But again, it's so simple. It's in front of people's faces and they refuse to ignore it because of this team politics stuff. And it's depressing because I think everybody could have better. I think everyone could have better. But as soon as you start going, it's like going to a Super Bowl or watching a Super Bowl game. Everybody isn't there to get along or agree. You could be talking about the sky being blue and people would disagree because they've bought into the team politics mentality of the game. And that's all politics is the game, because the people who are pulling the strings are the ones with the most money. Why do you think every bill that is introduced does not benefit us? Why do you think other countries have healthcare guaranteed as a right, have paid time off when you have a kid? Why do you think it exists everywhere else? Because we as Americans are rotten to the core, all of us, until we all start to speak out and say, I'm done with scam artists, con artists, fraudsters. And it's okay. Listen, if you got tricked by Deficit Donald and you bought into, pity party Elon, it's okay to say like, wow, I see through it. I woke up. It's ridiculous that things keep getting worse, that people are their rights are being violated, and I can't go along with that just because I claim to be on one team. Do you have heads of government departments who are known to regularly then work for the corporations they regulated? Yes, John Doe. John Doe, thank you for returning. I think you were here yesterday. I really appreciate it. What's up, CJ? I'm tired of the two-party system. And if you look at other countries too, like Canada, England, Denmark, I was trying to look up other countries, how their systems work, and they have parliaments. And I think we should be pushing for more of a parliamentary style of government here, because then you have groups of parties that have to work together, and I guess it would be harder to bribe them. But John Doe, you're exactly right. If I'm reading a bunch of different books where they talk about this revolving door of corporations going into the government, getting jobs back in corporations, the government trying to or supposed to be regulating the corporations that they both work for and have friends in, and they're all doing it to distract people by saying like, oh, if we just get rid of the immigrants, then you'll buy a home. It's like, how the fuck does that? I just wish this is why I'm doing this, because I want to get to a point where I can interview people, and when they say shit like that, I can go, how does that happen? How does getting rid of all the immigrants make like my wages go up? How? How? Explain that, genius. Oh, it's so crazy. Ranked choice voting. Yep. Hey, what's up, Curtis? Good to see you, man. How are you doing? I gotta go in a minute, but John, I hope you've subscribed and hit the notification bell. Curtis, good to see you, man. I I think I dropped you some stuff in the Discord when we last spoke, not yesterday. Sorry, I'm so stressed out. I am so beyond stressed out because it's like just watching people buy into the stupidity. And that's what I was talking about. Why can't we all just agree that like con artists, scammers, grifters, fraudsters are bad? Link down below about all the pardons Trump just gave within the past few days, and they're all just fraudsters. They're all people who scammed the people that trusted them. And I'm like, how can we, like, it doesn't matter if you're red or blue, Republican or Democrat. Can't we just be humans and be like, anybody who takes advantage of people's who trusting them and robs them, like we should despise, shun those people. We should have an island where we send them all and they just scam each other. And I was saying how the Wolf of Wall Street movie and Jordan Belfort in real life, people celebrate him, but he's a scumbag. He was a penny stock trader and robbed people in penny stocks. He wasn't going after corporations or big banks. He was a fraudster. He took people's life savings. He's such a scumbag. People just have to blame someone for the problems. Exactly, Curtis. So I'm trying to get them to put the blame where it is appropriately placed. That's what my job is. Blame the Target CEOs, the CEO at CVS, the Walmart CEO, all these Disney CEO, ABC CEO. Just so you know, when I'm waiting in line somewhere and people are frustrated and they're like, God, there's only one at register. Look at how slow they're going. I'm like, you think they like this? You think the person working for $15 an hour likes this? I'm like, let's look up how much the CEO made last year. Oh, 55 million. And there's 40 registers that are just not being used and they only hired one. Like, that's who the problem is. That's who the problem is. That's who we need to play. American Roadrunner. I'm with you there, Rob. Send them all there to scam each other. Right? We'll give them a bunch of Monopoly money and we'll have an island where all the Jordan Belfort, we could call it the Wolf of Island Street, and they can all just go there. Sebastian, hey man, don't worry. There are better things to worry about, petty people. Eventually the cars will fall and things will change. It's best to focus on how to improve. Well, listen, this is how we improve the future for humanity. Is we got to get people to, understand this. People who got pardoned also don't have to pay their victims anymore. No, I know, CJ. I just couldn't imagine like the families that lost life savings, their house, because if you lose a lot investing in something and these people defrauded you and they were scam artists, like your life might have come crashing down. I can't think of the people who maybe ended their life or whatever, and it's so devastating for me to think that just because these people donated and rallied around Trump, he just pardoned them. I'd like to think we could all be like, no, they're disgusting people. They ruined lives. Scam Island. Now that's a reality show. I hate reality TV, but that's one I would watch. As long as like one has to be sacrificed into a volcano at the end of every episode. Oh, shit. All right, hit subscribe, hit the notification bell. I got to go, guys. Curtis, good to see you. I hope you're doing well. Check the Discord. Check in with us. CJ, much love. M, I love you. American Roadrunner, good to see you. Sebastian, thanks for stopping by. Please, please, please hit subscribe, hit the notification bell. Much love and respect. Peace.